How do everyone, and welcome back to Turfmoor House. Today we are going to be discussing 9 games that are set to be playing this weekend in the Premier League. Hope you are all well. Hope you have had a great start to your weekend. I know full well that I'm in a good mood, especially after 2 wins on the bounce. So it's going to be interesting. We do have Palace this weekend, and then we've got a game against some nobodies I've got written down here on Tuesday. I do jest. However, let's have a laugh. Let's see. Basically, get your predictions in. Everybody, get your score predictions in. Let's see what you've got, and we will take everything from there. We do have 2 guests coming in. It may just be one at the moment. Not heard anything from Brad at this moment in time, but we do have a very good guest, and obviously you'll remember him, of course. I mean, he doesn't remember himself much, but
did you script that introduction, by the way? Because you couldn't tell. It was so. You just read. It was just like you were reading off an auto cue.
I wish I was.
Yeah, I wish you were as well. How do?
See, you've got me all. Got me
welcome,
all under the collar,
to all our yesterdays.
You got me all under the collar.
Well, those are the days, eh?
To be fair to everyone watching, we were just Chris did used to live in Burnley, and we've been just talking off camera about all the old places, the old pubs and things like that were about at the time when Chris was here, when Chris was a lad.
When I used to go around with Mrs. Riley, yes.
First and foremost, Chris, how have you been? You all right?
Yeah, not well. Yeah, we're through in Europe. An unconvincing 3-1 win, if there could ever be such a thing. I did tend to disagree with Brad over the performance, but it was the result that mattered. I mean, we say he went through 7-2 over 2 legs, but that performance against Randers, 25 shots from a team of their standard, we shouldn't be allowing. And it does worry me for the visit of some. Well, we have to go up north. I think we've got to get injections next Tuesday. I think you're not allowed into the north without.
We don't let the unvaccinated up here, Chris.
You know, it makes the north on Games of Thrones look like Buckingham Palace, Burnley. I'll tell you.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
I mean, yeah, you can't deny it.
I can't really deny that. Burnley, it's a shithole, but it's our shithole. To be fair, I mean, Chris, while you're here, I mean, before you end up on the floor, and I know I'm hoping it's not straight gin in your bottle as it usually is.
We will see how it goes.
Yeah, we will. Give everybody a shout out. Let everybody know your social media and plug your channel.
Yeah, basically, you can find me on here a lot. It's I'm probably on here more than I'm on my own. But my community service is drawing to an end. So that's why I wanted you to go down so I could have some time off. It's at Leicester TID if you are on Twitter, Leicester Till I Die 1 on Instagram, and Leicester Till I Die TV on the old YouTube.
Happy days. And Chris's link and the link to Brad's Twitter as well is below if Brad does come in at any time.
Turn up, take it out. I would.
However, there is one game currently being played, Southampton against Norwich. And are we still at 0-0? I've not checked, to be fair.
No, I even forgot it was taking place. It was such a highlight.
It's a nothing fixture, isn't it? It's an absolute nothing fixture.
Yeah. We know Norwich are down. You
know
how that's going to hurt me when that happens. I don't know what the score is, actually. Where are we? Oh no, 1-0 Southampton. Adam scores.
Oh. Well, at least Southampton are winning.
Yes. Well, I thought you'd be happy with that.
I am. I am. It's just I predicted a draw.
Oh, you're worried about Burnley going down, but as long as you get a point on your prediction league.
No, to be fair, I put the Southampton Norwich game as a draw, and you, Chris, you, Kate, and Brad have all gone for Southampton. So just typical.
Where are you in the league, and where are Kate and me? What can I say?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I've stopped putting bets on, Chris. Kate says, we'll take a few comments. Kate says, good evening to all. Hope everyone is well. Totally echo that sentiment. Hope
Hello,
hope you're having a great weekend. Bonde, that's yours. To be fair, I got invited to go up to the club tonight, but I told them, nah, I've just had my tea, I'm having a shower, and then I've got this. So
hang on. That's 2 this year.
I know.
Good God.
2 showers this year.
Your water bill will be going up.
It will be soon.
Yes.
I'm having a shower while I can because I'll be stinky up front line, Chris, so don't worry about it.
You won't make it, mate. We'll all be blown up before then, don't worry.
Definitely. Chris Welch is in as well. Evening, mate.
Hello,
Hope you are well as well. Bandy says, snooker tables free, you ball sack. Why have you got a hat on inside? Because you've got to remember, I'm going out with a Yorkshire lass. She won't put eating on. Tight as a crab's arse, even though she knows that's a joke. Chris Welch says he's Burnley staying up. I'm a lot more confident than I was. Definitely got to feel a lot more confident. I'm not even putting that one up, Bondi, or that one. Mark says, evening. Hope Chris and Dan
Good
are
evening,
both
Mike.
well.
How are you? Hope I've said your name right there. He'll know from earlier.
It's old prison bitches in. Hope he's well.
Remember, Mike, whatever you do, don't drop the soap. Hey, Rich is in.
As well.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes.
Everyone's saying evening to Rich. Because I've mentioned Brad Slater as well, one of my mates who's up at the club as well with Brad's and Bondi. They're all up at the club, and I'm staying here because I'm dedicated to the cause.
Can I just say, if they're all at the clubs, why aren't they bloody other playing snooker instead of watching you?
It's the face, Chris.
I suppose both of them are a load of balls, aren't they? But there we go.
Bondi says we're playing bingo. Nice one. Go on, go. I want do well. Honestly, for once, rinse the old codgers up there, right? Because literally the smug look on their face when they walk past you for winning about £2. Takes the piss. Honestly,
that's the heating bill we're up there.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget the first time we went up there and we ended up playing. And this one's like, "Oh yeah, you just do this and you do that." And we sat down. As soon as first one to get a line, bang! It were her, weren't it? We're just like, "Oh, keep money to money." Look at that, takes piss. That.
Can I just say, you Northerners know how to party, don't you? Look, we're going up club tonight. We're going to play a game of snooker. And we'll have a bit of bingo on side there. Get their best dress on. It's a night out, this.
Rich says, Dan, what was my prediction, Scott? You went for 2-1. You went for 2-1. You went for Palace to beat Burnley 2-1. I mean, I could understand why, being a Palace fan, mate. Hope you've still got your little memory saved into your phone as well to send us a video after the fixture tomorrow. And then we'll try and get it put on and we'll dissect the game at full time. Bondi says, give me and Slater a shout out your weapon. There you go. Just did. Chris Welch says 1-0 Southampton. Che Adams. Rich says the same, saying evening to Mark as well. And as Kate says, do please remember to hit that sub button and give this video a thumbs up. Get your comments in also and join in on the predictions. We've still not got any sign of Brad yet, 15 minutes in, so we'll just take it as it is. As I say, at the moment,
he'll be off shagging somewhere, you know him.
Behind a skip. I forgot, he's not up here, is he? He's not up north.
Yeah, he's in Manchester.
Well, yeah, there is that. True.
Yeah.
True.
That's north. Bloody hell, mate. What do you mean? It's past the
No,
wall.
I thought he'd gone down there because I thought him and his missus were watching a film together and stuff.
Well, I did wonder that, to be honest with you. Maybe he has because there's no game. I don't know. It's a good point that. I presume they were chilling and Netflixing, like, you know.
Well, that's why I thought when Chloe said that her mum, said that they were watching Lady and the Tramp, and she turned to her and said, "Are you the lady and he's the tramp?"
No.
We jest, Brad. We know you're not a tramp at all.
No. How's the spaghetti, Brad?
Mark says, "Yeah, was doing my effing heading." To be honest, Chris, you said it well.
I can start it off again, Mike. I can start it off again.
Bondi said the snooker tables are full. Wow. So they're starting to get people in the club then instead of just us. Everyone just chatting amongst themselves. One chip challenge to celebrate if Burnley stay up. I would rather shit in my hands and clap, mate, to be honest. I'm not doing that shit again. Matt says he's doing his Crystal Palace career mode. Kate says she's only played bingo once at the club. Think it's the only time I've done bingo. I was shocking. You've got to give it more of a chance. You can't just play it once, and you've got to give it more of a chance.
Yeah. Well, once is once too often.
Exactly. Don't worry, I'll give you a full house later. Rich says to Rich, "I'll confirm a good time for next week. I'm at the FA Cup game Tuesday, so hopefully Wednesday."
I tell you what. Is that why you always try and fill in the corners?
To be fair,
we know what's coming next from Nippon, don't we?
Of course we do.
No, I got it wrong.
Did you?
Yes.
Was you expecting a How the Devil Are You?
I was, yes. I did tell him I am suing him for copyright. My solicitors will be in touch, Nippon.
Yeah. 1 second, Rich. I will let you know.
Yeah, we've tried to forget that, Rich. After where that ended up. That's why you've not been back on since. It was just you, Rich. You caused all the trouble.
So, to be fair, Kate finished last with 3. And then finished in third with 4. Then you were second with 5. And this gentleman at the side of me won it with 6.
Hey, that's what I'm clapping with. If my hands are up there, all right.
That's fair enough. Rich says,
I can never make the same noise that you make when you flop it out, according to Kate.
Rich says, "We've lost Brad now, guys." Yeah, good shout. Nippon says, "Behave yourself, Daniel. I'm always behaved." Mark says, "Sam Vokes. Has he bagged for Wickham?" I'm guessing so. I don't know how I take the full house comment. I'll leave that one there.
Probably late when you're back with. No, we won't go there. Let's not go there.
It's too early. Let's tickle those balls. I'm sorry, but it was perfect time. Chris had drink in his mouth. Settle down, settle in. Mark says, "What drink beverage is on offer for tonight, Dan?"
Yeah, you know, spat that all over my computer.
Oh, behave. I'm not drinking tonight. I'm not. I'm staying clear of the drink tonight, to be fair. Rich says, "If you play bingo once, what are you expecting to change if you play again?" Well, hopefully for a winning sheet of numbers would be a start. There we are, Chris. There we are. Better late than never. He probably would have. He probably sent that at the same time, but due to his Wi-Fi, it's only just come through.
He did each word in a different room. You say that to my solicitors, there. Come up with your own there, Nippon.
Nippon says to Rich, do you have any room on your stream for another panelist? Who knows? Who knows? As I say, it's now been, 15 minutes in on the live, and still no Brad, so we'll just keep it up. I don't know. Chloe's in. She said, where's Brad? Not a clue. Not a clue. What sort of dungeon have you locked him up in? Is he in a blue room of pain? Can't be a red room, not down there.
It's called the Amex Stadium, isn't it?
That was quick, Chris. I like that.
One thing you never get out.
We all thought it was with you, Chloe. To be fair, but we'll start as we mean to go on anyway. And
wait till the end of the program, and we'll start ringing the hospitals. But
yeah.
we'll wait. We'll wait till the end of the program. He's not that important.
Let's see. Niffin says, "How the devil are you?" is copyrighted. How the devil are we is not. Tomato. He's just. Nah, I'm not having it. We're not having it, are we, Chris?
Just make sure you got your solicitor on speed dial, Nippon.
Trying to make himself look less like a tramp before joining. Andrew says, "All right, lads. All right, boyos. All right to yourself, Andrew. Thank you for tuning in." Kate says, "Finishing his spaghetti, Rich." Fox says, "Yo, Dan. Yo to your big bad self. Hope you are well." Right, let's crack on with the first game, and it is a 12:30 kickoff on Saturday, and it is Leeds at home to Spurs. Now, this one's interesting, Chris, because there's a lot being said about Leeds at the moment. Is Bielsa preparing to walk? He doesn't like committing himself to contracts. He has like a 1-year rolling sort of thing. Second season syndrome's pretty much kicked in for Leeds. Spurs, however, you don't know what Spurs you're going to get. It was the most Spursiest thing, wasn't it? To go and beat City and then lose to Burnley. I mean, even the Spurs fan that we had in the preview said the exact same thing. So how do you see this one going?
I think that does sum up the whole season for most clubs, though. A club can go out and earn a draw or even beat Man City, and the next week they can go and lose at Watford. Spurs are another club a bit like Leicester and Man United that they're having sort of struggles and off, backroom politics. I don't know what's going on with them. I thought they got it sorted out. They got a good manager in. Conte's not one to mess about. I mean, what a thing to say after a game. They need to appraise me. Was it? I think it's something he came out with. I mean, it was a strange thing to come out with. I mean, I predicted this because I did say I was going to go with the same predictions as I did on my show, but my show was done before the midweek games. I mean, I didn't see that one coming. I've got to be honest with you. But Leeds, Leeds just can't buy a win at the moment, can they?
No.
And that's
Fox
the
says
thing.
Leeds 2, Spurs 6. That is going big.
I mean, Spurs, they've only won 1 in 5. I mean, it started off, and that was Man City. I mean, how the hell did you come up with that? But it all started off so well with Conte, and I think he wanted to. Is he? No, he's probably got his set. No, I'm not going to say anything, Rich. But knowing Conte as I do, we're bringing a new book out. Sort of the updated version of Where's Wally. It's going to be Where's Brad?
Where's Brad?
Like the Sun used to do years ago. If you see this man in wherever, go up and tap him on the shoulder and say,
"There we go. Always confirmed it. Brad was asleep. I just called him. He should be on soon."
Oh, he doesn't get the full payment. But I tell you, I'm going to stick
Cheers
with
for
what
that,
I
Chloe.
went for
Thank you.
before, which is I'm going to go for a Spurs win
Spurs win.
because
Spurs win.
Conte will have gone in there and he will have
Oh,
read.
now.
Do you mean like Man United bottled the Europa League final when they were just one kick away from staying in it, and I think they lost on penalties, didn't they? When did Man
Oh,
United?
here he
When
is,
did Man
here he
United
is.
last win something, Niall? You come back and tell me when Man United last won this. I did say this about Man United fans. They forget before Fergie, you were just another Arsenal, another Spurs. Now you're just another Arsenal, another Spurs. While you had Fergie, you were brilliant. But now you're just another Arsenal, another Spurs that you're never going to win anything, so give up. You can't even get a manager. Let's be honest. You've got to get a temporary manager in because nobody wants to come to you. That's how good Man United are, Niall.
So, as Chris just said, sit tight because every Friday you can expect that 10-minute segment from Chris Forius doing his mad rant about one football club every week.
Oh, it's Man United most weeks. The fans are just. That's what they are.
How are you, Brad?
I'm good, lads. I'm all right, thank you. How are you, Per?
Don't worry, this isn't a mirage. You are not. This is real. You are seeing two strapping young blokes on your screen. Don't worry about
Oh, right.
it.
I didn't know that's how you felt about the Leeds guy and Eric Dyer.
Tell you what, Brad.
Well played. Well played. I didn't think you'd be quick enough after waking up, to be fair.
Well, I'm just surprised. He's obviously doing too much shagging if he's sleeping at this time of night. I told you, Brad, ease it in a bit at a time. Don't just go hell for leather at the start. You know,
I'm loving that Freddie Mercury look.
But then Dan tells me Kate's coming back now, so hurry up, don't I?
Once a month for the first, I'll tell you. That's all you need.
Nippon says, as a wise old woman once said, "Where are you? Let's be having you."
Good one, Nippon. Good one.
Rich says, asleep. So Rich Sports is going to be half right about him fixing himself up. Leicester haven't bottled anything. Oh, look at Mark. They've not done anything. Stop picking on my brother.
You jealous?
Yeah.
Jealous because Mike's the son that I should have had, not you.
Yeah.
No, I'll come back on Family Feud.
Oh, you've already kicked me in the dick when you left Burnley, to be fair.
You were the reason, mate. You were the reason.
Andrew says Leicester just another Blackburn. Oh, that's a bit harsh.
Man United just another Spurs.
True. And on that note, Kate says, no, we won way more than Spurs. Andrew says one season
since
wonder.
Fergie left, you've only won a couple of things.
Box says we won a lot under Ron Atkinson.
One FA Cup.
Now says Burnley are still going down. I hope Graham Alexander punches one of your players and just ends up like faltering your season at Motherwell now. Cheers now. Thanks for that.
Under Ron Atkinson, didn't they win Racist of the Year?
He went there.
Just saying it. Sorry, I can't stand Man United fans when they actually think they're better than they are.
Only the 8th place above West. Yeah.
Rich, what does that win you? That doesn't win you anything. You know, we could say we're 8 places above Watford. So what? Who gives a fuck?
Rich says, Chloe, make sure to give him a telling off. I'll tell you what, I do love that Freddie Mercury tash, Brad.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for that. No, I've always been shouted at. I'm only in trouble. So,
like a young Burt Reynolds, mate.
Was it that really bad telling off?
Yeah, it fell off. It fell off just before I was down here.
So you got to look forward to, mate. Just remember that.
Box says Burnley making a late play for top 4. I very much doubt it. Very much doubt it.
I've got to actually. I've changed my mind about Burnley. I think if they carry on like they are, I can see them staying up.
So I don't want to get carried away with it. You know, like the fact that it's been a couple of games. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to get all that hyped up and stuff like that and sit here after 90 minutes and be like ridiculously happy. But
I don't know,
and
Brad.
as
What
you
would we
know,
do
as
for
you
2
guys
wins in
know,
a
with
row?
being Leicester, you know, you've ridden that wave where results have been absolutely quality and it can just come back and bite you in the arse, can't it? And sometimes you don't want to just, you know, I'm already going to have to go through my YouTube channel at some point this season and delete half of my rants if we stay on.
Brad, can you remember what it's like to win 2 in a row?
Vicky's in.
What's
Good
that?
evening, Vicky. Hope you are well.
I don't know.
What's that? I don't know what that is. 1 and 2 in a row. It doesn't compute me.
No.
Now says Chloe, make sure he has his dinner.
I mean,
there's a lot of love in here tonight. Statman Stubb says, evening guys, how we all doing?
Statman.
Melina's in as well. Hope you're well as well, Melina. Thank you for tuning in. World's greatest fox is on the panel with your dad. Yeah, exactly. I've got a whiny old fox to me right, or to my left as it looks on camera. And I've got a very, very sleepy fox underneath.
yeah, apparently so it would be.
Arsenal for top 4, Melina?
Who knows? Who knows?
Aye, I
Melina says,
reckon.
like,
2
stream and
games in hand.
subscribe.
2
Thank
games in
you
hand.
very much. Does mean a lot. Vicky says, why so down on United?
Because I hate them. Simple as
There we
that.
go.
Their fans are just like living in the past.
It is. It is. Box says Burnley far too good for relegation. Nipper says, Chris, the last time you predicted Burnley to do anything, they crashed out of a cup competition.
No, I predicted them after that and they lost as well.
Yeah. And then when they did back against Burnley, Burnley ended up going on a winning game. So keep it up, Chris.
Yeah.
Niall says, why so salty? What have we ever done to you? Where's the love? Melina says, Weghorst, a good signing so far for Burnley. A massive, massive, massive signing. Andrew says, Megan Fox, Julia Fox, Alicia Fox, Sam Fox, Brad and Chris.
I remember Sam Fox. Oof, tell you. Didn't get many of them to the pound, did you? I think of a singer. She had a very good singing career.
Oh yeah, something like
that. Who can't remember "Touch Me, I Love Your Body"?
I just thought that was a statement that you used to testify in court.
Lawrence Fox, good man, Lawrence Fox.
Rich says, "Are you the legend who is going on a date with Nippon, or did I miss here on the stream?" Now, will this be another 3-hour stream, Daniel? No, although it's looking like it.
You say 30 minutes in, we've not done a game yet.
Dr. Fox. Now, so she's indeed Eagle. Rich, you have that eye of an eagle. Likely now, 30 minutes in, and me and Chris are the only ones who've predicted.
That's true, Kate. That is true.
Nippon says, Miss Belina, Weghorst or Alexander Lacazette. Either way, we're up to date with them comments. We're up to date. Brad, how do you see this game going? I mean, Leeds are in free fall. Spurs are just doing their typical bottle job Spurs thing that they do season in, season out. Could both teams cancel each other out?
I'd like to think so, because I'm not really asked about Leeds. I don't get the hype behind the Bielsa football being the next greatest thing in football history is Bielsa's style of training. Well, it just seems to be attack until we get battered and then attack some more. I don't think that's that impressive as a coach, to be honest with you. And Spurs, well, you put your Conte in, you take your Conte out, shake it all about. Will he be at Tottenham? Will we turn it around? Well, we don't fucking know, because it seems like even he's getting annoyed with them. So
you get on the wrong side of the bed, Brad. Literally.
Wow. I rolled back onto it and we're back into it. But yeah, I'm gonna go for a draw. I just can't see either of these sides winning. 1-1 draw.
1-1, not a bad shout. Not a bad shot. Spurs need a pick-me-up result, but then it's sort of like you look at what Conte said after the Burnley defeat, and you sort of think, right, are you angling for the board to basically try and sit you down and say, right, what do we do next? What's your intentions? Do you want out? But he's come out today, hasn't he, and said, no, it was never about me wanting to leave. I don't want to leave. I was just upset. I mean, there's being upset, which you could see that he was upset, but the way he worded it was almost like, that's it, I need to sit down because I don't feel like I'm strong enough a character to take this team forward. It's almost like he was asking for reassurance.
Do you know what makes me laugh, though? You never get, when these sort of things happen, you never get the likes of Conte, and correct me if I'm wrong, but coming out and saying, do you know what? Burnley deserved that tonight.
No, exactly. It was all a case of how Spurs were, am I not capable of doing this? We've lost 4 out of 5, and that was it. There was no sort of credit to whatever. It was. And now
that has affected Brad, because Brad's changed his mind on his predictions. Can I just say, Brad, if you do better on this for the predictions, I don't carry that score on to ours.
Okay, fair goes to the same to you if you do better on air.
I go for the same ones. It's easier.
If you say United are living in the past, then say that about a load of football teams. Come on down, United. Then where does the list start? Just finish it. We'll be here for hours.
United and Arsenal. I don't go much past that, to be honest with you. Possibly Spurs. That's it. Not a long list.
Andrew says Conte's too honest for his own good. Yeah. Nippon says, but Daniel, do you expect a manager to be happy after a loss? No, but I expect a manager to be gracious in defeat.
Yeah.
Brighton, they'd not lost that many games this season. They'd lost 5 all season so far.
I hope that's your finger, Brad.
And
yes, then don't worry about that. I'm not that distracted on this show. Don't worry about that.
Oh no, it's very impressive if you can type with that.
But then, obviously, we went and beat Brighton. I'm sorry, Chloe, but it was just one of them. Graham Potter, Adam Lallana, they all came out in the interviews afterwards and said, you know what, we were shit. Burnley were better. There's nothing else I can say about it. We got beat by the better team. And that's, you need to be gracious in defeat with it. So
that's Potter for you, though, isn't it? He's a lovely guy.
Oh, yeah. Heart of gold. That lad.
Future England manager, I think.
Oh, it could be worse. It could be a Philosopher's Stone in there, couldn't it?
It could.
Philosopher's Stone cold. Box says Conte is mad. Conte was asking to be sacked. Yeah, that's how it came across, weren't it? We're pretty much saying, I'm not capable. Board, if you're going to sit me down and talk to me, let's talk. Let's talk compensation, basically, is what he's saying. Vicky says it's okay, Rich, it will be a car crash TV in a nice way. It's always car crash TV on here, Vicky. Jesus Christ, you'll get used to that. Melina says she'd rather have Weghorst over Lacazette. Interesting. This game, I'm going to say Spurs. I think Spurs will just nick it. I just think Leeds will try and set up to get on the front foot. It's definitely a scrappy 1-0 game, this, to be fair. Can't see it going much further than that. Next game on the cards, Brentford at home to Newcastle, Chris. And Brentford being the home side, okay, I know we've said it a few times now, Brentford at home, you sort of favour them. But they're another team, like Leeds, in free fall. They turn up with 5 minutes left of a game every week. Newcastle, however, a couple of injuries, still battling. I think both teams definitely need the points. But how do you see this one going?
I think for me, it's only going one way. I mean, I love Brentford. I'd love them to stay up. I like the smaller clubs that can come up and stay up, and I'd love them to do it. I thought they were going to be the best of the 3 that came up. They may still be, but that may be third from bottom. Who knows? They've drawn 1 in 5. Newcastle, whatever you say about them and why they got the money, etc. They've got it, and if we were in their position, United, Witterbird, you're the worst than any of them. You got delusions of grandeur. You had a good period under Fergie, and that's it. You ain't getting it back. Took Liverpool 30 years to get it back. So get in for a long ride. But yeah, Newcastle, they've not lost in 5. Newcastle away win for me.
Fair shout. Brad, as you say, Thomas Frank has done a decent job. I mean, it's his first season in the Premier League. We all expected Brentford to do pretty well, especially after the opening day. You know, they kicked the Premier League off against Arsenal. It just seems to be, you know, the wheels falling off the bandwagon.
I mean, it does, but all in all, when you look at it, probably Brentford are doing just as well, if not better, position-wise than people were expecting them to be. I mean, obviously they came up to the Premier League with a lot more neutral interest, a lot more support from the neutral, if you will, than probably any club has in a long time in the Premiership, where they've kind of just settled in easy as someone's, I would say, second club. But you normally tend to pick one of the 3 relegated clubs, don't you, before you start the season? You kind of pick them as your favourites to stay up, and I think Brentford are the ones that most neutrals have picked. I've heard that apparently, according to the manager, that Christian Eriksen's going to get his debut for Brentford. So on that basis, and because I just want to see the richest club in the Premier League go down to the Championship for a season or 2, maybe that'd be even funnier. But still, we move. I'm gonna go for a Brentford win with Christian. Knowing it's Christian Eriksen's debut, you know it's written for him to lose that game. So win for Brentford, and I'll go with a 2-0 win.
Fair shout. To be fair, I totally agree with your sentiment. I do think that obviously, Christian Eriksen getting his first game under will teams stand off him a bit as well, just due to the fact of they don't know how to react. Is he going to be able to keep up with the demands sort of thing? I don't know. Or are they just going to go, I don't give a shit about what's happened to you. It's 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes. It's a very tough one. Box says Frank is a bit erratic, looks scary in his post-match versus United. Brentford should be the team worried at the moment in relegation battle. Who else scores for them apart from Tony? I mean, to be fair, Tony's been pretty quiet this season. A lot were expected of him. He's not really hit the hearts of the Premier League yet. Vicky says Brentford 0, Newcastle 0. And you can see a stalemate like that. To be fair, yeah, I'm going to go for a draw. I'm sort of with Vicky on this, and Kate. I think Kate said a draw as well. I just think they'll. What? Brad said Brentford 1-0. Keep up, love. Keep up. Or this will be a 3-hour stream.
He likes living dangerously, does Dan?
I do. I love the beatings that I get when I come off camera.
Well, if that's your thing, mate.
That's again up against wall.
Gets you in the handcuffs, does she?
She pins me up against wall and goes, "You dare talk to me like that again?" I'm like, is this? Are you serious or is this foreplay? Like, talk to me. Tell me how does this work? How do I react? Do I love tap you? What happens? Andrew
Get the Stella out.
Quiz question of the day: what does James Blunt, Thomas Frank, and Box have in common? I don't know. You tell us.
No idea.
No, yeah. All the gear and no idea. Mark says Eriksen to score the winner. He asked them not to take it easy. He already suffered a knock to the ankle in training. Box says, blimey, Andrew, putting Thomas Frank in has got to be scared. He's getting a clip here when he comes off. Yes. Daniel threw the handcuffs. I did, into the second drawer at the side of my bed. Couldn't take being tied up in the end. Thought I'd thrown him out. Wait till tomorrow morning when she wakes up. Cuff tries to get out of bed. I'm like, hey!
That's a different sort of man draw, isn't it?
I'm like, right, I'm off to the pub. See you later. Chris says 2-0 Southampton now. So Southampton look set to win this one. All Cockney rhyming slang for themselves.
That's not bad, Andrew, in fairness.
Cheeky, I like that. I like that. Talk, hope you are well. Evening to yourself. Thank you for tuning in. The next game we will discuss is Brighton against Aston Villa. Brighton back at the Amex again. Aston Villa, another team that, to be fair, everyone expected better from the Steven Gerrard side. They've not really... What do you mean I didn't ask Chris? Oh my God, I asked her to do one job. I mean, I'll tell you what, you can find out Chris's by getting my watch hours up and you'll have to watch it back.
No, because you won't bother now. You could lose a point.
Come on, Chris, let the lady know what you'd said.
What game were we talking about?
The Brentford Newcastle.
No, I went for Newcastle, Kate.
That was Newcastle.
Oh, God.
Newcastle. Got it?
It's like watching Cannon and Ball, isn't it, with them two? Guess who the ball is?
Yeah. I definitely won't be having a ball. She knows I'm only joking. I don't speak to her like this at all.
No, you just the front you put on for the camera.
Of course it is. I'm usually sat here, arms crossed, you know. How long till tea, dear? You okay? How have you been? How's your morning? As soon as I come off this, I'm like, I didn't mean it. I swear, I didn't.
They bullied me into saying it.
Yeah. You were fucking showing off in front of your mates. That's what you were doing, Danny.
Oh, we've all heard that, we've all heard that.
Box says Brighton on a losing streak, and then Chloe straight in with a defence like that. Straight away, 2 games isn't a streak.
That you could feel the punch in that comment, couldn't you?
You could. Typical Burnley household. Yeah. I
Just
doubt
ask
it.
about his
That's
neighbours, Mike.
Yeah, that's next door.
That's his mother.
Look at her buying her way back in. Buying her way back in. All the comments. Mark says Brighton 1, Villa 2. Only a Scottish person would write Burnley. He lies. No, he doesn't. Box says, is Gerrard the most overrated manager in the league? Yes. Mark says, hello, Mrs. Riley. Comment. We have done that, Mark. You were in at the beginning. Chris mentioned it straight away.
I always like to do Mrs. Riley right at the beginning.
Get her out the way first. And then...
The rest of the evening's clear. I can go out for a drink with my mates.
Chris, how do you see this? How do you see it? You've got Brighton, as you say, who lost 2.
I'm under threats from Brad now that I've always got to go for Brighton on any of these games that Brighton are playing. I have to go for them. That said, I don't know whether Gerrard is the most overrated manager. I think it's just you expect instant. We did like when Conte came into Spurs and he won how many on the trot. You expect that with any sort of new manager, and it's not going to happen. Villa, they're not doing anything this season. They're sat there mid-table with us. They've only won 1 in 5. I think this is going to go Brighton's way. All joking aside, I would go for a Brighton win. They have lost a couple, but they are having, they're still up there in 9th place.
Chris, just say that again, just a little bit clearer, just in case Kate didn't hear you in the back.
I'm going for Brighton and Hove Albion.
1 minute, she's writing what you've said now. I'm joking.
Okay. For me, this is where Brighton get it back on track. I'm going to see a Brighton win on this one.
Not a bad shout. Brad, is it pointless asking you since your missus is in the chat?
I mean, you'd think that, but I'm also starting to dread the fact that I'm now a jinx for Brighton. So,
He
You know,
is,
I'm
yeah.
already prepared for the pan frying to come my way, like you get, Dan. So I'm going to go with what my gut tells me, and that is that Brighton have to bounce back from that defeat against you guys. They have to give it a response. I mean, to lose against you, yeah, I mean, it's football. It happens. You can lose a game like that, but to lose it in the style that they did and how impressive you guys were against them, they have to bounce back. I do feel that the Gerrard effect has run its course, and now we're seeing that, you know, managing Rangers is not exactly the greatest CV yet to build upon. Maybe he needed a bit more work for a challenge for a Premier League job. So yeah, I'm gonna take the gamble and hope that I don't get a frying pan to the face if Brighton lose this game. But I'm going to stick with my original one and say that Brighton win this game.
Not a bad one. Not a bad one. What scoreline you going?
2-0. 2-0 Brighton.
2-0. The one thing I agree with on at the bottom of your comment, Vicky, is that there is teams that live in the past. Only have to look at them six-fingered inbreds down the road that just bought 95 every time you try to have an argument with one. You bought it.
We don't want to live in the past, do we, Brad? Because our past is is League One.
Yeah.
Yeah. We prefer the current to the past, if I'm honest.
Chris says Brighton 0, Aston Villa 0. Andrew said Brighton 1, Villa 1. Now saying well said, Vicky. Chris, Brighton win.
You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job, Kate. I don't care what he says. You're doing a good job.
Brighton 4, Villa 1.
Just remember though, when he says take it down, he just means the scores, nothing else.
Chris has said, yeah, that's Southampton 2-0. Don't worry, Brad, say what you feel. Andrew says Southampton, one of the most underrated teams in football. Massively. I will admit that. I mean, hasn't Hootles worked wonders there? Suffered 2 9-0 losses, lost all his big players, and still managed to get performances out of that team. Phenomenal, in my opinion. Chris says, I'm glad Norwich going back down. Awful team. Definitely.
Well said, Chris. Southampton are just going to above Brighton then.
Look, Kate's writing them in now just so she can keep up with the chat when he's Adam Hootle is unbelievable. Good man, Brad. Knew I liked you for a reason.
She won't be saying that if they lose. She's going to blame me for it because I keep picking to win.
Now says little bit of argy-bargy going on in the live chat, arguing. # be kind. I don't think there's any. Yeah, whatever. I'm not. Don't look at me like that. Just because it was your comment, you turd. Brighton 2, Villa 1. Who did Leicester get drawn with? Box says.
Rennes, however you pronounce it. 5th in the French League One.
Ooh. Not bad. Big Belly Burger says 3-0 Aston Villa. Interesting. I love how you've got the Danny Mallin's picture there as your profile picture. I like that. Do like that. There isn't now. Rennes, West Ham getting knocked out. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, we're the only English side to knock Seville out of Europe, but you know, it's not for everybody.
Just dangle that one there, Brad. Dangle that one there. Get everybody to nibble at the bit with that.
But wait for the cronies to come in there and just.
And I'm just waiting for Richard to pop in saying evening. Told Chubby Cox in the chat. To be fair, I'm gonna say that Brighton get a result in this. I'm gonna go for Brighton as well. And Kate says, if you're interested, I went with Villa, Mr. Morehouse. No problem, boss. Molina says 2-1 Villa. Nippon says my initial 3 to face the drop were 18th, Watford 19th, Southampton 20th. So interesting, Nippon. Very, very interesting indeed. Let's jump to the next one. And Another tough game. Palace, Chris, have come back. They've not really been the best away from home, but they've managed to get a resounding 4-1 win away at Watford. I mean, it's not hard really to go away to Watford. Although, to be fair, Watford could have had a bit of something about them off on the back of that 1-0 win over Villa. However, Palace dispatched that. We should be on a high, winning 2 games on the bounce. How do you see this one? I mean, both teams sort of need the points for different reasons.
You've been saying for ages, in fairness to you, that your performances weren't getting you the results that they deserved. And if that's the case, and you've now actually managed to get the results to go with the performance, then I can say I'm beginning to believe that you can actually turn things around. And if I'm totally honest with you, I don't know if whether you watched the match yesterday. I know Brad doesn't agree with me on this, but if we get the sort of performance in that we did last night, then I'm worried about playing you. That's how much you've. Good question. But I don't like what I want Watford to go down. I do. You know what I think of Watford. Get down there, get some decent owners in that are going to sort of give it a good go and not play fantasy football with a real team. You need a couple of seasons out of the Premier League to sort your heads out, Watford. I'm going with Burnley on this one. I'm sorry, that probably means you'll lose.
That means we'll lose, yeah. Cheers, Chris.
Hey, anytime, mate.
So Chris is going Burnley. Brad, redeem yourself.
I'm not sure I can really on this one. Look, you're in good form. I still don't agree with what Chris says. We played at the tempo and expectation of a team that was already 4-1 down. It is what it is. We know the quality around us. We'll step it up in the Premier League. But that's not a concern to Burnley right now. Concern to Burnley is keeping their momentum going as long as they can. And, for all the praise he was getting at the start of the season, the momentum seems to kind of dropped with Palace a bit. It seems to have burnt out, and they're wanting for results. Obviously, it was great for them to get that big win over Watford, but Watford's about as predictable as blindly walking into the shop and trying to pick your favourite flavour of crisps and not knowing where they are. You're not going to do it if you go in there with your eyes closed. It happens. So this is going to be a tough game for you. I think there's more expectancy on Burnley to get something from this than there will be on Tuesday night. In terms of just looking at the two sides, we'll have a rest from playing, and you guys will go into that game on the back of this result, regardless of what it is, and it might just play into our age. I think you're siding on Burnley trying to get something more out of this as a positive result. So I'm unfortunately, I don't think you'll win, but I think you'll get away with a draw from this. So I'm going to actually go with a 2-2 draw. It'll be high scoring.
The funny thing is, Brad, that's exactly my prediction. 2-2. Literally, I said it on Eagle Eye Football.
See, Chris, all you have to do is channel your mind into a Burnley state, and you get there.
It don't take much. You used to have to go like, look towards the end of your nose and go, huh?
You realise you so far, Brad, have gone. You've kept the same prediction for one game so far.
I know, right, mate.
You were certainly. I used to do this when I did the predict the score. I'd go completely different. Think, well, one of them's going to come right.
Over and over again, Arsenal podcast. Rich over there is doing absolute fantastic stuff. Please do go check them out. Arsenal fan channel, a really great guy. So please do go show him some support. I agree. Obviously, I'd love to see Everton down just so I can wipe the look off my stepdad's face. I mean, he's a miserable bastard anyway. So just make him even worse. Go on, Samaras, redeem yourselves. Now says Palace 2-0. Oh, Vicky. Oh, shot. I was going to say shot to the heart, but then I'd start bursting into song.
No.
Over and over again says Vieira 1, Dart 1. Take that, Rich. Definitely. Just to let you know, Southampton won. Yeah, we found that out earlier. Just saying. Big up Ed, Samaras, and Chris. There you go, Chris. There's no lookalike for you, apparently.
I don't even know what Samaras looks like.
Gregor Samaras. You don't remember Gregor Samaras? Oh dear.
Did he play for Leicester?
No.
If he didn't play for Leicester, then I wouldn't particularly be bothered.
Oh,
No, I'm gonna go for 2-2 with this game, same as Brad. I can't see it going any other way. And you take a point on the road anyway. So if we can get a point out of this,
he trusts you, Brad. He trusts you.
Take the game on Tuesday with full aplomb, with being back at the turf. Then obviously we'll see. We will see. Next up, we have Man United against Watford. Funnily enough, Chris, I'll let you take the floor with this. It might be about half an hour because you've got two teams to wipe the floor with.
No, I mean, what I say about Man, if anybody that's followed me knows me, I love banter. I love winding up. Come and wind me up about Leicester, and I get defensive. Of course I do. We all do. Man United, I don't hate them. Night Witterbird, I don't hate them. I've not got particularly no feelings towards them. That said, I hate Watford. And I don't have nothing against, the fans or anything like that with Watford. It's just the way that club is run. It is, they say, they're running it like they're playing FIFA. And they are stopping another club living that dream for a season of coming up and having at least a season. If Man United cannot win this at home, then I'm sorry, Man United, pack your bags up and give up for the rest of the season. You might as well get, some unknown manager in from Norway to come and sort you out. You should, walk this. You should be getting a roasting now with your performances. And it's Watford. It's away from home. Yeah. Probably not far off, Andrew, with that scoreline. I'd probably have to agree with you. Probably not quite that box, but if Wreck-It Ralph can get his team sort of playing well, it's in front of the Old Trafford crowd. Ronaldo, hopefully, will just turn it up a notch. And this is going to be Man United all the way. It has.
Fair shout. Brad, do you second that sentiment?
I mean, yeah, it's not the same Manchester United as it was when they lost infamously 4-1 to Watford at Vicarage Road. They're not much better, but they are finding a bit more consistency, which I think is exactly what Manchester United fans should have been really happy about, not looking too much into whether it was a 1-0 win or a 5-0 win. It didn't really matter. The fact is they were that terrible going into it that they should be appreciative a bit more of what Ralph's actually managed to do and stabilise the ship and get the best out of some players that probably are punching above their weight right now in the Premier League in terms of the performances they're putting in. So I think this will be a comfortable win for Manchester United. Roy Hodgson is just proving that he's got the same thing in common as Ranieri and all the other Watford managers. It doesn't matter your experience, doesn't matter how good you are, you're still going to be totally crap one week, and very rarely on the odd occasion you're going to get something that goes right for you. I mean, you don't just win 1-0 and then look like you've got everything sorted and look more and then get absolutely smashed 4-1. And, that's just on the squad, that. So I'm going to go 5-0 Manchester United. I honestly think this is going to be a rout. We're going to see the first signs of a team giving up their stay for the Premier League.
Very, very interesting. I mean, they need to do something, don't they, to keep their top four hopes alive. The teams around them, Spurs dropping points. I mean, if anything, Arsenal and Wolves are probably their two main contenders for that top four spot. If anything, you'd probably more edge towards Wolves.
The thing that gets me is we're just having the same conversations that we had when Ollie was there.
Yeah.
Are they going to? They brought this supposedly brain of football in, and they are actually no further forward than they were when Ollie got them a top 4 last season.
Is he?
Top
Is he
4
actually
the season
starting
before.
Box? Or is that just because I put the picture up? I mean, I think it's going to be a clear all round. I've gone for Manchester United as well. They need to keep that top 4 alive. There's nothing more. I mean, I know Watford need the points, but against Man United, they'll want it more. They've got better quality in abundance. I went, oh, Mank then. They've got better quality. So, yeah, I've got to go for Man United in this one. Chris, can Manchester City get back to winning ways with a trip to Goodison Park?
Of course they can. Better going to Goodison Park at the moment. Another manager that went in there looked like he'd made a couple of good signings in the window. And if you look at Everton, they've won 1 in 5, and that was against a very poor Leeds. I don't know what you're saying, Andrew, because it's quite obvious you haven't moved on from when you were with Ollie. And can you imagine years ago if Fergie walked out, you had somebody in there ready to come in and sort them out. But apparently you can't get the manager you want, and you have to get temporary managers in. You'll still beat Watford though. So yeah, Everton are going to get smashed. Pep's not going to be happy. He's going to be giving them a bit of earache, and it's going to be a like Brad just said, a rout, but this time it's for Man City.
No, fair shout, Brad. Everton are poor, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's not looking any better. I mean, that huge false dawn against a Brentford side, which the more you look at that result now, you think, well, they were playing a Brentford side that were probably are far more concerned with their league form and situation than they were an FA Cup run. They probably wanted, in a way, to probably not lose 4-1, but they weren't interested in the result so much when it came to getting an All Premier League tie. And look what it's done. It's done absolutely nothing to their league form. They're still bad. They're still terrible. What's the difference between Frank Lampard and Ralph Benitez being in charge? The difference is probably only one of them leads them to a 9-0 defeat. I'm going to still say this is an absolute tanking. It's going to be, could even be 9-0. Maybe they passed the book to Everton, but I'm going to say 4-0 Man City.
Not bad. Yeah, I think we can all say City get this one straight in the bag, to be fair. I don't think Frank Lampard's going to be enough of a change to help Everton out. If it shouldn't need that. The players should know the task at hand anyway, manager or no manager. And to be honest, I just don't think that there's the togetherness there. I think the owners at Everton have done pretty similar to Derby in a way. They've, pardon the French, but spunked a load of money on trying to be successful, and it bit them in the arse. Except with being in the Premier League, they've been able to spend a bit more money. Where with Derby, it's bit them to the point where they're having to fight for their lives. Mark says, honestly, the rent free is embarrassing. No, since Ralph has come in, we are second in the league.
Sure, you were second in the league under Ollie 1 week as well.
Do you expect him to just make us prime Barca overnight? Nippen's gone City 7, Everton 0. Chris, his beautiful face is there, but his wise words of wisdom are in the chat as well.
Yeah, he'll never make you into prime Barcelona, mate. Good God. Like I said, you're just a poor man's Spurs at the moment.
No, fair assessment. Well, not in 6 months. That is just pathetic. Pathetic. You've been called pathetic. Absolutely pathetic, Christopher.
Coming from a Man United fan.
Chris says, Leicester fan Chris destroying United fans. 2022 RDST. Get it written on a wall. Is that Man City as the away team, Nippon? Chris, you are barely staying up this year. Oh, that's it. Coming in with the cheap shots. Coming in with the cheap shots.
To be honest with you, I can be, look at reality as a fan, unlike Man United. And yes, we're only 5 points off the drop zone. So who knows?
Who knows, indeed. A tasty one at the top end of the table, West Ham and Wolves. I mean, Wolves are in fan vettel at the moment. They were unlucky, really, to lose against Arsenal. West Ham, however, are the wheels, as I said earlier, are the wheels starting to come off West Ham? You look at some of their fan base and they're starting to think, well, Conference League will do. There were talks of Champions League at one point. It's changing drastically, isn't it, Brad?
Yeah, it is. And these two clubs are the handball clubs of the champions of the world, aren't they? I mean, you've got your Dawson giving it the elbow or the arm or throwing it in the net completely for West Ham in recent weeks. And then you've got Wolves doing a juggling act in their own penalty box. But I'm not sour. I'm not bitter. I don't hold a grudge against either of these teams for how they played against us. No, not at all. Not me. But I hope the game gets called off and they both all get sent down. Too many red cards for handballs, deliberate handballs, and the game gets postponed and they both get docked points. But being as I have to make an actual realistic prediction, it's got a chance of happening. I'm just going to straight up say I don't want either of them to win. 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout at all. Chris, how do you see it? Did you say West Ham are relying too much on that man in the picture, in my opinion?
Yeah, but you could say Leicester are with Tielemans, or Burnley with Weghorst. You've always got one player that's going to stand out at any team. And I love the fact that West Ham and Wolves are up there challenging for a top 6. I wish it was us, but it isn't. Hopefully next season, but who knows? But yeah, I'd like either of these two to sort of sneak that 4th place, simply because, as I say, it just breaks the monopoly up. I can't split this one, to be honest with you. Wolves are on good form. West Ham are, like you say, sliding off. But it is at West Ham. I'm going for the draw for this one.
That's two for. Kate's gone for the draw as well. So 3 draws for this.
Good woman.
I'm going to be different. And that probably explains why I am bottom of the pile when it comes to predictions. I'm going to say that my head's telling me Wolves, my heart's telling me West Ham.
You've got to stick with the same colour, haven't you? Come on, it looks like you're wearing a West Ham shirt.
See,
definitely not West Ham.
Definitely
not West Ham, Chris. You know that. I'm going to go Wolves. I think they've got too much about them. I think the Arsenal game was just a bit of a blip. I think Wolves will nick that one. No claret and blue bias here. I've gone for Wolves nipping. He's gone for West Ham to win 2-1. Nippon says Roman opens up his checkbook. How much are you asking for Tielemans? Well, Roman won't be opening anything.
No.
Oh.
Apart from kneeling down and opening his arse cheeks and getting a spanking. Is the closest Roman will be getting.
I don't know about you, Brad. I wonder where he was going with that one.
I did it. Well, I was waiting there, just like nervous under anticipation of what his next words were.
Matt says, Weghorst, he has been there a month. If one Burnley player are relying on this year, it's probably Ben Mee. He's been unexpectedly good. Ben Mee's been good for numerous seasons, Mark. He's so massively underrated. It's beggars belief, honestly. Rich says, Wolves are better than West Ham.
We actually had him on loan. He was a good defender for us.
I was about to ask you that. Was that the Mee? Yeah, was he the same one?
Yeah. He's the one we had on loan.
Quality, absolute quality. And then to make things interesting, because it's technically still part of this game week, Burnley versus Leicester.
Oh, yeah.
That
one in. That's unfair.
So it's a Chris Wood versus Jamie Vardy show. That's
Well,
what that'll be.
I doubt
Won't
it.
be
I
anymore, will
doubt
it?
it.
Can't be
Chris
that
Wood's at
anymore, can it?
Newcastle.
Yeah. I'm going to miss that, you know. I'm going to miss Chris Wood at Burnley. Not
You
going
know
that.
what, Brad? Not only has he put this on to wind us up, look at the player he's chosen. You know, I mean, I just think we should just not bother and just bugger his show up and just say we're not going to say.
To
I
be
already
fair,
did that,
Chris,
mate.
who did I put last time? Chris, who did I put on last time?
I can't remember. Was it Perez? Probably knowing you, yes.
Perez.
Oh, I'd have stormed out in great anger and rage, mate, had you done that.
To be fair, the only reason I put Vestergaard on is because I thought it's Chris is more second-hated, but recently he said he's been warming to Vestergaard, so I thought I can get away with it.
For a change, Vestergaard's been putting in a performance and hasn't led to the goal being scored. So, you know, I never liked Jono, Mike. Talk rubbish all the time. I'm joking. No, I'm not anymore. I'm not.
Chris Welch says Burnley 2, Leicester 2. I mean, Rich says Burnley 2, Leicester 1, Rodgers out. Oh, big call, big call. Go check out Leicester Till I Die. And they do have a good debate with a fellow Leicester fan who is very Rodgers out compared to these two who think Rodgers does deserve sort of a better crack at the whip, a third season, shall we say. Tom says Leicester take this 2-1. That's from me, United fan.
Oh, I love that. I've always loved United fans. You know that. I've always said, "Salt of the earth, they are. Salt of the earth."
Definitely.
Look, United, it's all a bit of banter. Come on, we're all in a chat. It's a bit of banter. That's all it ever is.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Chris, I'll come to you with this one first.
Thanks.
You're not pretty much you can watch from afar this week. Well, I say you're watching from afar. Chris will be with us tomorrow, doing his scouting mission, helping us with the Burnley Crystal Palace watch along. So he'll be as happy as a pig in shit if he sees us lose. It could be, or it could go the other way where he thinks, "Oh, that'll be Burnley wanting to get it on track on Tuesday." We'll see how it goes. But this is going to be an interesting game because if we get something against Palace and then get something against you on Tuesday, it brings you right into it.
We are, as things stand at the moment, like I say, we're on 27, Newcastle are on 22. We're 5 points off that relegation zone. And if we do get dragged into it, as I've always said, then it's another discussion about Rodgers as well. Because, with Claudio, when we got rid of him, having just sort of done the impossible, we were in the relegation battle. And I respect Brad's opinion. I still don't think it was a good performance last night, sorry. And I would have just been happier going into Burnley on the back of a good performance. The match was won, and I accept everything Brad says. We didn't have to get out of second gear. But, if we let you have 22 shots against us on Tuesday night, you're not going to get one. Do you know what I mean? You're going to get more than that. And, that's what worries me. And Burnley are on as they say, a bit of form. You are fighting for your lives. Now, if we lose, it won't be Rodgers. I mean, look at you guys and Sean Dyche. You went down with him and he brought you straight back up. Rodgers is a long-term plan. There's no point in putting these plans in place and then not giving them a chance to run out. I am worried. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to go for a Leicester win because my heart says Leicester win. My head says a draw, but it's got to just for you. I've just got to.
And the back of your boxers says, "I'm a shit house and Burnley will win this."
It doesn't say shit. It is shit. This show's gone on that long. I've shit myself. No, I just think it's just a head draw, but heart says Leicester. And if Burnley win, I'm cancelling all my shows with you next week.
Well, that's the thing. I'll be over on Chris's channel for the watch along for this game on Tuesday night as well. So that could be
And
very
Burnley
interesting.
are a bit of a bogey team for us as well, aren't they, Brad?
Well, that's becoming a lot of them at the moment, but yeah, they probably were infamously
Fair
more.
point.
They will be infamously more a bogey team before some of us. Yeah, I will give you that.
I mean, Brad, how do you see this one going? Because it's, as I say, you've got a weekend free of football. Does it give you more of a rest, or is it a case of would you rather there be a game and sort of just keep momentum?
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because you think that's the kind of game where you sat there as a fan, you're going, brilliant, can't wait for the weekend. You know, I can't wait for a Sunday game, can't wait for a Monday night game, whatever. And then you realise it's Tuesday and it gets you. But given everything of Leicester State at the moment, and look, by the time we get to Tuesday, it's only going to be one name that does probably return, and that is going to be Jamie Vardy's. But in terms of maybe getting somebody else a step closer to being available for the game after that, and the game after that, and so on and so forth, it does help that we've got a bit of a breather. It might not be nothing, but he might put Fofana on the bench. Nothing
I was
more
going to
than
say, well, I've seen pictures of Fofana back on the grass.
yeah.
So do you think the Burnley game's a bit too soon for him?
Oh, it's very much too soon for me. I mean, I'd assume if he can get it into his system like he did with JJ, he'd like to throw 60 minutes or 40 minutes of under 23s football into him.
Yeah.
I think ideally he wouldn't like to rush him back like he maybe felt he had to with JJ because we lost Castagna and we're waiting on Ricardo. You know, we literally had no left or right back going into one game. So he'll obviously treat him a lot easier. He'll ease him back in. But I don't know if maybe you want to give that positive reassurance to everybody else that they're on the right track and put him on the bench. But then again, you know, all eyes will go to him if we do have someone that goes down again. So maybe not. But I would take him.
If you put him on the bench and then he doesn't bring him on and we're losing, let's say.
Yeah. I just can't see him playing. I just think it might be more of a statement. I think it'd be nice to get him on that bench. The away crowd get to see him. You know, it might be one of them things. But in terms of actually affecting the starting 11, it's only going to be Jamie Vardy that probably makes that gets made way for in the return of the side. But I'm more confident going into it. I agree with Chris, and I did say it on the night that if we play like that against you, that's how we're going to do it. But it's also a whole different kettle of fish. We're not playing Burnley with a 4-1 lead on aggregate. We're playing Burnley 0-0, winner takes all. If you're going to take it, you take it. If not, there's no second leg to another bite at the cherry sort of thing. And I think we need to be up for that. And I just said this to Chris, that although there wasn't many changes, there was one notable player who you've conveniently highlighted with him wearing a shirt right there, who probably needed a performance and a result to get more confidence from it. It wasn't so much a case of, because Vestergaard wasn't playing for goal. He had a fairly solid game in all fairness. He looked quite natural for a change in his centre-back role compared to how he has done in previous weeks. But he also has, the one thing he's really missed since the opening game of the season, funny enough, is playing that well, feeling the fans being a bit more appreciative of what he can do and getting the win. So it's my team. I might be a little bit worried about this result as Chris, but I'm going to put my neck on the line and say that Leicester come through this with a 2-0 win. 2-0.
Fair shout. I'm not going to give too much away in terms of an assessment because on Monday I'll be on Chris's channel and Chris will be back on here as well for match previews. I'll just come out and say I do think Burnley will win this. I just think that I've got the thing is I've got to, of course I have. I mean, the optimism, the belief, the passion at the moment. So something's got to give. I mean, dependent all on the result this weekend depends on what sort of Burnley you're going to get. The fact that against Spurs we were well up for that. As I say, you only have to look back a couple of weeks and they were booing Dash at a full-time whistle. Now everyone's cheering and jumping around like crazy. So
we're not fickle as fans, are we at all?
No.
Right.
No. I mean, you only have to look at Arteta in, Arteta out. They do the orky-corky there in the stands every season, don't they? But no, Rich, thank you for watching as well. Absolute great channel. As I said, everyone, please do go check out the Over and Over and Over Again Arsenal podcast. Go show Rich some love on there as well. And please do like and subscribe to us. It really does help us as well. So thank you for everyone in the chat. Guys, it's been a laugh. It's not been as long as last week, has it, Chris, to be fair? 3 hours.
It's not stopped yet. It's at this point after the last game where it usually takes a complete U-turn and goes off up some side street somewhere. So don't count your chickens. Don't count your chickens.
No, I won't keep Brad very long. I know he values his beauty sleep.
Apparently so, mate. Apparently so much that my body wanted to conk out on me. Couldn't believe
to be fair, I passed out on the sofa not long before. What time were it about? About 5:30. Lazy B is what people would be calling me in the chat. Guys, it's been.
Can I admit something now? I was actually asleep before the show as well. But I have a thing here, Brad, called an alarm.
See what happened was I was sat here and I was stretched out and I thought I'm not going to go to sleep. There's less than an hour until I'm.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it went, mate. I'll get in the phone call telling me, get your ass up and go and save them because they're still waiting for you. They're not doing anything. I was like,
To be fair, I fell asleep on the sofa and then next minute I wake up. Kate stood there wafting tea under my nose, practically going, I've made you tea, sit up. All right, okay. Yeah. Yes, Mum.
Well, before that, 5 minutes before, she was wafting something else under your nose, but don't worry about
that. You see the tone? Yeah. The tone just went straight through the fucking floor.
Yeah, I leave it till now so that he can cut the video short because it's ended.
No, it was the barrel of a gun.
Yeah, it's your mind, Brad. I never said what. It was just your mind.
Pure filth. He's woke up with morning glory and it's on his mind.
So you think it was typing, but I was that while doing that at some point.
Oh, that is fun. Can I clip that?
Feel free to do what you wish, Chris.
If you want to clip me swinging it about like that, mate, that's a whole different sue and court case you'll have on your hands.
Guys, you've been absolute legends as usual. Brad, where can people find you to get you involved on their channel and stuff?
They can find me asleep at my sofa at Full-Time Focus. I might as well just embrace it. No, they can find me on Twitter at Full-Time Focus. That's my Twitter handle. You'll find me hanging around, just seeing if any, with a sign normally that saying we'll stream for free. But no, you normally find me with this idiot if I can figure out how cameras work and realise I've got to point the opposite way to I want. Left till I die. And yeah, again, thanks for having us on with this idiot. So yeah, it's great having me on, mate. And make sure anyone who's come over and seen us pair for whatever reason to come on this channel, make sure you have clicked the like and subscribe button on Dan's channel whilst you're here.
I'm going to say I've become a dinner lady all of a sudden. I've become Jan. Cheers for that.
Right, Jan. Yeah, see, so that's what it is, mate. I just advertise you.
I've become the school dinner lady now. To be fair, Brad's link to his Twitter account is in the description of the video, so please do go give Brad a follow. And if you want him to get involved in any of your videos, hit him up and do obviously message him as well about 5 minutes before you go on air, just to make sure he's not away with the fairies. Or if not, I'll put Chloe's link in the chat and she can ring him and get him.
Do you know how close that has come to happening? We've been doing this, a year and a half now, Brad? Just over a year and a half. And it's so closely happened. And every time I said, oh, yeah, I fell asleep. And I've been messaging him but he's always made it. This is the first time. And he didn't even bring a note.
No, I don't care. I don't care if you forgot your PE kit. You still do it. Chris, where can everybody find your stuff? Obviously, you'll be back tomorrow for the Watch On against Palace, but where can people find you?
90% of the time I'm on here. Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube, at Leicester TID on the old Twitter, and Leicester Till I Die 1 on Instagram.
Smashing. Guys, you've been absolute legends as usual.
We have, haven't we, Dan? Brad, I mean, yeah, we have.
Yeah. I don't know about this, Dan. I've had more fun talking to Jan.
I tell you what, until you came in, mate, it was so boring.
I know, I can see you falling asleep. I said, you want to get on there quick, because I know you're trying to get off it by falling asleep, but Chris is falling asleep. You need to come in and wake him up. I said, all right, darling, I'll get off phone call with you and I'll jump on and save him.
Everybody in the chat, massive thank you to everyone putting in your comments. Really does mean a lot. A big, massive thank you to Chloe as well, who managed to get that lazy bugger, not that one, that one. Okay.
If you got me up, I'd be a bit worried. I'll tell you, but not as worried as Brad. Let's just say that.
Extremely.
I think we should give a big, huge shout out to Miss Musgrove as well, who has been doing a wonderful job with the notes.
Just about to say that she's been taking everybody's predictions down, pen and paper, because we're going to have to get used to doing that when we're on the front line, aren't we? I didn't realise that's how I thought we'd get together, meet up in a pub or something, have a drink together if we ever were to meet up. No, it's when we're all farting together up front line in a couple of weeks.
Sounds like Shaun of the Dead. There's a lot going on. Let's go down the Winchester. Have a drink.
We've got Shaun of the Dead, and then we've got Brad. Please don't wake the dead.
Yeah. I'm not attacking over here. I'd be like, can you give me 5 minutes? I need a new nap.
He's just there like that, cocked out all of a sudden, just.
Just think of him laid there. The house is falling down around him. The bombs are going off, and he's like.
I'll just wake up like, I missed something. What happened?
Yes. Shut the door.
I've not heard that alarm before. Not heard that alarm before. Is the carbon monoxide meter going off? Guys, you've been quality. Everyone in the comments has been quality as well. Thank you for tuning in, getting involved, putting your predictions in as well. We will top these up at the end of the week, and we will come back to see who's taking the lead. At the end of the season, we will see who has got the best scorelines. Brad, you'll fall under the guest category, as everyone is, every single week. Chris, you'll fall under probably the winner category, because I still think you hold the title at the moment.
I do.
However, as I said, at the moment.
Um,
in more than just yours, I don't like to brag.
He's only waited 20 odd weeks to be able to brag in ours. He's making the most of it.
It's taking me 38 weeks to get there. But...
Yeah.
You're drawing this week, but at the moment, Chris is in the lead by 1 point altogether. So hopefully your predictions will be all right this week.
And can I just send all my...
And just remember, Tipex is a wonderful thing if you need to dock his points.
See, I can't use Tipex because I'm on the... There's a lot of white blobs over the screen and I can't see anything.
Hey, let's talk about white blobs better now.
No, we shouldn't. You know me too well, Brad.
I do. I work with you too many times, my friend.
Even I haven't thought about that one.
Oh dear.
I was going to say, according to your ex, it was only just the tip.
Oh dear.
See, this is where Chris says it goes down south. And Chris Fuller takes the lead on it as well.
No, I didn't on that one. But like I used to say to my ex, why have a flute when you're playing in the Albert Hall?
Oh.
I never understood how she got an echo down there.
On that bombshell, the last legendary idea says that this should end before it gets ridiculously down south.
I want to just send all my love and best wishes to Man United fans. I love you all.
P.S. You too as well, Watford. You as well.
No, I hate Watford.
No, guys, you've been quality. We'll wrap this up. Thank you again for joining me. Chris, I will see you tomorrow as well. We are going to be doing a Crystal Palace Burnley watch along, so do stick
highlight of my weekend.
And then after the match, we will be doing a 60-second review, which I will get that uploaded not long after. And on Monday, I will be on Chris's channel, and Chris will be back on my channel as well for the match preview to Tuesday's game. And then on Tuesday, I will again be featuring on Chris's channel on Leicester Till I Die TV to do the watch along, where depending on the scoreline at half-time, Chris could just turn me off.
I don't think I've ever turned you on, have I?
No comment.
No.
Don't worry, you can get the doll out afterwards, Dan, and show me where.
Chris has never felt so good since I've been doing acupuncture on Voodoo Doll.
Well, I always knew. I knew it was you, just little pricks.
Oh, God, there we go. Go on, cameras off before it goes past what before it gets got.
Speaking of little pricks, I left one at the front, Chris.
Oh.
Tomato. You've all been quality. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Whoever you support. I've been Dan. He's been Chris. He's been Brad. You hate it when I do it, so that's why I did it, just to piss you off. Take care, guys, and stay safe.
See you later.